Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is Crafty here, and welcome back to the Friday discussion video. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit new, and I would love this to become a series. I think I'm going to try to advertise this through like Reddit or the forums as well. Basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be looking up some... Oh, let me get that off the screen. Looking up some cool ideas that I've seen online through people posting this on Reddit. These four that I found are actually all from Reddit. Basically, these are all concepts for cards that could potentially be in the game. None of these are in the game. And I'm going to kind of rate them, and say what I like about them, what I would change about them, other things like that. I would love for you guys to join in on the discussion down in the comments, so feel free to do that. And let's hop right into it. Number one, you see we have here, this was actually posted today by David Dalton, and so shout out to David Dalton for making this. This is the Helmet Goblin. I guess it was yesterday. Oh man, this is the Helmet Goblin. So this is showing it at meta standard, level 7. It would be a rare. So this was the idea for another one, Elixir Troop. Basically what it is a single goblin, but it has a small shield of 212 health. So it will be able to sustain some damage, but the idea here is basically it's another card to cycle with, and you can use it to bait with, sort of kind of like, what would you call it? Sort of kind of like skeletons or something like that, or it's basically like a worse version of the knight that can't tank. So it's going to be here basically primarily to pull cards and also to cycle through your cards. Doing 106 damage, so it's basically standard for goblins. Same hit speed, I believe. You have a pretty good amount of health here. You have just about almost 300 health total, a little bit under, about 280 if you count the shield. So he cannot be one-shot because of the shield, which makes him pretty good because he's effectively 2 cards in one, and he does do pretty good damage. Now, I like this card because of what it will do. It kind of offers a cool thing you don't normally see really cheap like singular cards, and this is one of them. And also I don't know, there's one concept I saw down below in the comments down here. Let's see if we can find it again. I remember what it was. So basically what it was is that there was somebody saying that for while he has the helmet on, it actually slows him down. So instead of being a very fast and having a faster hit speed, you would make the hit speed 1.5 seconds instead of 1.1 while he has the helmet on, and his speed would stay at fast instead of very fast. So it slows him down for having extra armor, but once his shield gets taken off, he goes back to the regular goblin speed. So he's got 1.1 second hit speed and being very fast on speed, which I think is really cool. Overall, I don't think this card is a necessity to the game. I do think it would allow cycling decks to be even stronger, and I don't know if we really need that right now. We have a couple 1 elixir cards in the game, so I don't know if this is needed. I do think it is a really cool idea, so shouts out to David Dalton. If this does get put in the game, I really wouldn't complain. I don't see it getting put in the game. Let's read its description actually real quick. I want to read that. A single goblin with impressive defense thanks to his helmet. He may have stolen it though. But yeah, so I don't see this getting put in the game. I don't see any 1 elixir troops coming out anytime soon. Simply because a lot of people complain about Ice Spirit and Skeletons, and we saw a recent nerf to Skeletons. Ice Spirit just offers way too much value for 1 elixir. So yeah, that's Helmet Goblin. Pretty cool card. I am a big fan of that. I really do like this card. Next up, we have the Lone Dupe. So this is a really weird concept of a card, and for however many cards I've seen, this is the only time I've seen a concept like this. This is a 0 elixir card. This is a card that is going to help you cycle very well because you're not spending any elixir. But the trick is that he's got super low stats. This is level 9. This is meta. He's at 19. So at level 1, this dude's probably rocking like 5 damage or something like that, maybe 10. Which is kind of ridiculous. Now, I think the idea here is that this is going to be the ultimate cycle card. It's going to help you run through to the next card. It also can pull, but I feel like with a very fast speed, it's not going to be pulling very well. But it might do some work. It depends on the card you're pulling. I don't know. Again, I don't think this is a card we need, but I really do like the idea of a 0 elixir troop that is super unique. It's not something that you see anybody uploading, so I think this is a cool idea. We're going to read its description here. According to all known rules of the duel, there is only one way a skeleton should be able to fight, but the Lone Dupe fights anyways. Or wait, wow. Let's redo that. According to all known rules of the duel, there is no way a skeleton should be able to fight. But the lone dude fights anyways because it does not care what other people think is impossible. I think that fits its description pretty well. It's, you know, what it is pretty well. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool card. We're going to toss a shout out to Blood Fork here. Good concept. I like this. This was from 8 months ago, so it was pretty long ago. I did ask all these people if I could use their concepts as well. Some of them I didn't get the reply, but I'm going to give them credit anyways because got to keep the integrity here. So, cool card. I don't see it getting put in the game, but I would love to see a 0 elixir card. And I think this is probably the best way to go about it. Like I said, I don't think it'll get put in. Obviously, we never know what Supercell is going to be doing over there. So we're going to move on to number 3. And there's going to be 4 of them here. Or 4. I think I did 5, but 4. Okay, so number 3. This is a card that I thought was a very, very good idea. I would love to see this be implemented. Shout out to Hiren616 here. Like I said, these are all from Reddit. This is a post from 4 months ago, so it's pretty old. This is called the Swamp. We're going to read its description real quick. It's a legendary card. Slows down and distracts who walk on the swamp. Though I imagine we're killing ourselves right now. Unknown. I don't really quite understand that. So basically what we're seeing here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what's going on. So it is an area of effect spell that looks like it's entangling its enemies, basically making it so that they cannot walk, or so you also see it says it slows them and distracts them. Okay, so I'm a huge fan of this idea. I do want to make a slight tweak to this. So it's slowing them. I think that is really, really cool. It's basically like a worse version of the free spell. It's like an ice wizard basically for 4 elixir. So it's more elixir, but distraction, at least the way that I'm taking the word distraction, is that while it's slowing them, the troops are actually going to be trying to attack the swamp itself. So it's going to be attacked by these branches, and the troops are going to have to kill the branches in order to move on. Now the branches won't be doing damage, but it ensnares them, causing them to be slower, almost kind of like a root basically. I think that's a super cool idea. It's basically like a more unique free spell. I would love to see something like this in the game. It's really cool because it's like a free spell, but it could be instantly countered if done right. You could maybe zap away the branches, or maybe you need like log or something, which would be funny to defeat branches with a log, but a little bit contradictory there. But it's, yeah, I don't know. I think it's super unique. Let me know what you guys think of this card. If you guys would like to see this in the game or something similar, something like a root effect, I think that would be really cool. I think it would be really cool to have a spell that is actually counterable. That makes sense. Obviously, you have poison heal, but that's really the only thing. And heal kind of counters anything that does damage. So, I don't know. I think this is super cool. Very cool interactions. I would love to see this get put into the actual game. Shouts out again to Hiren616. This one got tons of upvotes, so that's big. And yeah, so let's move on to the last one here. This one here is the Earth Wizard. I saw this, and although he has nothing here, some people were talking about it down in the comments. I kind of wanted to weigh in on my own, and I actually ended up creating like they have this card creator here. I actually ended up creating this as its own card. So we're going to give a shout out to Total SX. He actually gave me the ability to use this on on video as well. So shout out to Total SX for being so cool to let me use this. I believe another one of the people did as well. So yeah, I thought this one was super cool, and that's why I wanted to show it last. Like I said, I ended up making a card, so I'm going to show it here. So we have the Earth Wizard, a legendary troop. Much like his older elemental brothers, he casts spells from his hands. We're not sure what's going on with his face though. I kind of made that up just because it's funny, because he's got this big old beard here that literally covers his eyes. It's a very strange looking character. Basically, the idea here with him is that he's going to offer another cool, unique thing, much like the other wizards. You have Electro Wizard, which has a stun with a zap on entry. You have the Ice Wizard, which slows. The regular wizard, which is doing insane splash damage. This wizard, however, is going to be more about displacement. Think kind of like the bowler. We're seeing 600 HP here, which is relatively similar to the other wizards. I wanted to keep him kind of in line with the same feel of what a wizard does. He has a 2.0 hit speed. I'll explain that in a second once I explain his effect. 100 damage per hit. So it's a very, very low damage per second. That's 50 damage per second, which is really low. I believe that's lower than Ice Wizard. Again, it's justifiable by its effect. For 6 elixir, it does sound bad, but trust me here. We have range at 5.5, which is the same as Ice Wizard and Fire, or and regular Wizard, but Electro Wizard has a 5 range. And then it's going to be a medium speed. I did not want it to be too fast because I feel like that would take away from this card in its defensive properties. And then you have air and ground targets. So like I said, displacement, think bowler. Basically what this dude is going to be doing is he's going to be, as you can see in this image, hurling pieces of earth, chunks of earth at its enemies. It's going to be hitting ground and air, which is, to me, I was kind of debating on making it only ground, but then it would just be a bowler, so I wanted to be able to attack air, which is why it's 6 elixir, because it's basically a bowler, but a little bit stronger in a way because it can attack air. It's going to be throwing these earth blocks, or whatever they are, at the enemies, and it's going to cause them to continuously be knocked back every 2 seconds. Now, obviously, all of these stats are you can adjust them if needed. Maybe he could be slow with a little bit faster hit speed. Him being slower would be nice because then he could stay on your defensive side a little bit longer. But I feel like it would be really nice to have the displacement, and say you're fighting you have an oncoming baby dragon, or you have an oncoming Inferno Dragon. This would continuously knock the Inferno Dragon away, which would cause it to retarget if it falls outside of its range, which would be really cool. Which is why I think this card for 6 elixir might be pretty good. I think anything less than 6 elixir, it might be a little bit too strong, simply because it's doing a whole lot. It's really not like you really have to play with the log and the bowler to see like how beneficial their knockback is. Literally, knockback can be insane, and especially when you have aerial targets. So like, think I don't know. I don't know if this would be able to be used against Lava Hound. I just thought about this. I said, think about the Lava Hound slow speed, right? And if you're attacking every 2 seconds and knocking it back, the Lava Hound may never even cross the bridge if you don't kill this Earth Wizard. So that's why I said this thing might be a little too strong. The balloon would definitely never hit the tower. I don't know. We'll see. It'll probably never get added, but I think that's a really cool property. It has the whole idea of Earth. Basically, he's taking in tune with Earth, knocking everything away. Kind of falling in line with the other wizards we have here. So let me know if you guys liked these concepts. Shouts out to all those guys again. I'm going to run back through them again. Total SX for the Earth Wizard. We got Hiren616 over here for the Swamp. We got, for the Lone Dude, we got Bloodfork. And then for the Helmet Goblin, we have David Dalton. So shouts out to all you guys for your awesome concepts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my commentary over top of the Ice Wizard and the card that I ended up kind of making out of that one. And yeah, like I said, leave a comment down below if you guys have any other cool concepts. If you guys have one that you would like me to review, I would definitely love to do that for next Friday. I would love to keep this series up. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. If you guys haven't seen the last video, I go on a nice win streak in the Crown Championship Challenge. And yeah, go check that out. Hit me up with a subscription down below. Drop a like down below. It helps me out a ton. And until next time, guys, peace out and God bless.